The Territory Government has backed calls by the incoming Indigenous Affairs Minister Nigel Scullion to review what's called sit-down money of welfare payments for people wanting to get into work.
But if we don't have economic development in our remote locations, education will always struggle. Why? Because people have to value education. When communities value education, kids will go to school, kids will get a decent education, but what for? If we don't have economic development, that's the big question. What for? We've got to have economic development in our remote communities so these children can end up with a job.
The Territory Government has backed calls by incoming Indigenous Affairs Minister Nigel Scullion to review what's called sit-down money of welfare for people wanting to get into work. That plan's always controversial in the Northern Territory and is one of the hurdles that the Indigenous Affairs Minister, his new advisory council to be chaired by Warren Mundine, as well as the Northern Territory Government will have to overcome. Meanwhile, the minister says that Alison Anderson, the recently dumped Territory Cabinet Minister, would be a vital part of Territory and federal policy around Indigenous affairs.
It's not a loss to the Territory Cabinet because we still have Alison. I mean, her knowledge, I talk to Alison every second day. The reality is we have a good relationship. She has wonderful knowledge to gain from, and I learn from her every time I speak with her.
There's speculation Miss Anderson will be offered a position on the Prime Minister's Advisory Council on Indigenous Affairs. It prompts the question whether she'll stay in the Territory Parliament. All of these questions are yet to be answered. Dan Borchers, Sky News, Darwin.